Hey guys, so we're gonna go over Dark Humility's tier list today, or changes to the tiers. As you can see, I have baby duty today, even on my birthday. And since it is my birthday, I'm gonna do something I don't normally do, which is ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. Just this once. Also, those of you who've seen this baby, he was 3 months last time I had him on a video. He's not a year and a half old, despite his massive size. Considering I'm a 5'8" and kind of fat and short. This kid's supposed to be 6'4", so I'm going to be checking if there's any mailmen who come to our house that are 6'4" over the next few weeks. Are you going to let me do this or not? Ooh, okay, hang on. Alright, he's on the floor playing with his favorite toy, Rusty Nails. Gotta build up that immunity really, really quick. Assassin. If you notice that they've put on the little double asterisks, it means they think it's something that'll be a huge change. And right now they're looking at the Blade Fury, martial arts. I think this is going to be the big changed class just because there's more stuff on it, right? All of this is still pretty good. Now, Blade Fury, I think Chug did his Blade Fury video and showed it was really good in mapping if you build it a certain way. But yeah, single target, I built this for a little bit. It works wonderful on any sort of single target stuff. It is very strong. One of the things I think someone said, which I could see being changed, I'd like to see, is the Blade Sentinel has a little bit more of an AoE area. I'm not sure that's needed though, because it does you spam that ability, so it gets the AoE from your spamming. But you know, if you're gonna nerf the damage, yeah, maybe increasing the AoE so it's a little weaker on single target but better in AoE would be better. All these martial arts changes though, you know, they just want more rewarding output, more difference in the martial arts finishers. So I think that would be a wonderful thing. It would be a pretty big rework, to be honest, to try to differentiate those skills and then rebalance them and then get it to the point where, you know, they all feel good and different, but that would be wonderful. This one here, I don't want to see this. 1 point into the blade skills feels unrewarding. Yeah, that's because there's a build for those skills. They're meant to operate with 1 point in them. They're 1 point wonders. And I know that the mod is trying to, you know, diversify builds, but I think 1 point wonders should still be there. And having 1 point in like your blade fury or your blade shield for assassin is really, really, really good. I think what was it? The New Zealand guy YouTuber has his Uber killer and declone killer that uses that 1 point wonder skill. So I don't want to see that change. 1 point wonders I think should still be there. This is reduced shadow casting delay. If you guys don't know, you can get a delay on your minion spawning and you're trying to spawn other traps. I think your fire blast and like your shadow warrior can't go at the same time. At least that's what I experienced on my fire trapper. That's just a fine shit. Sorceress. I didn't play much Sorceress this season, so some of these I'm just basing off what I've seen other people do. Yeah, combustion is a little bit too strong. You saw a lot of big people make combustion sorks again, and when they're built, you know, GG'd out, they're just way overpowered. But that would be fine. But at the same time, I mean, how many people have those sorceresses? So up in the air, I guess, that one shouldn't really be green. Chain lightning. It's too strong at high levels. Yeah, I have someone who built a lightning sork, and I've seen these that it is too strong at high levels right now. It's too good of a mapper. It's probably the best sorceress mapper when you have the infinity. Cold enchant can be more impactful. No, I think we've seen plenty of builds where people have made cold enchant work. For crying out loud, I made a goof video that people thought was kind of like a real build where I just decked out enchant and gave my sorceress a doom. I think Chug completely improved on that and said, hey, why don't you turn it into a bear and make it into a one slap kills everything in front of you character. And that was using cold enchant. I think cold enchant is just fine. You just got to know how to use it. Mana regen on warmth. This should be in red, honestly. I don't know why I have this in green. Yes, I want to see energy shield tank sorceress. I think it should come at a trade-off, like maybe having energy shield up if it becomes too strong, like reduces your damage, like gives you, I don't know, 20% PDR or something, at the cost of losing 20% overall damage. But I would like to see sort of a tank sorceress. I think that'd be really awesome. You dump like all your points in, not into vitality, but into mana. You end up with like 3,000 mana. You're a complete tank, but you also have to manage that as your skill spender too. I think that'd be really cool. I think that might be a little bit much to do, but I'd love to see that. It'd be absolutely amazing. Tornadoes. This is just, hey, make the tornadoes better, make them faster, make them more interesting. I want to see this because there's a great meme build in here. I think there's a Chug build written all over it. I've been trying to get tornadoes with twister rings and the wind weapon to work with some weird synergy. And I couldn't get it to work with like a melee build that shoots the twisters out automatically. I think buffing those and making it making that meme build possible would be wonderful. I don't know how you balance that with cold though, so maybe that should probably be in a green, because it would throw off the balance. I think people just want the tornadoes to be better for wind druid, but I still like that. Werebear frames, yes, obviously. Cyclone armor castable as werebear or werewolf. I don't think so. I think that class is already a tank, and it's a pretty good tank, and making that castable, I don't know. I think that would throw out the balance a little bit. I think you just make it tankier if that's the issue. I haven't played one of these, but I've seen people play them. I've seen videos on them. They're pretty good as is, but maybe I'm off kilter on that. Again, werewolf. Yeah, this is just, again, balance between werewolf and werebear, or wolf barb. Because my theory is always, even if the other classes can get the skills, the class that has the skill should be the best one. This is the argument I made against Whirlwind Assassin. The only problem with Whirlwind Assassin was it was the best Whirlwind class. Barbarian should be the best Whirlwind class. Or so I thought until they made Stone Crushers. Now I want it reverted back, so shows how much I know, right? Throw barb strong. Yeah, still too strong. It still is. Look, I get it, there's going to be the grinders who want to play the most GG meta class, but right now they're on throw barb. They were on Boazon in season 2. They're going to keep going with they went with Whirlwind and Stone Crushers this season. It's like we need to get away from having that one class. If the grinders want to grind, that's fine. If you're not going to nerf throw barb, buff 3 other classes. I want to see the grinders and the GG guys on more classes. It's fine to diversify it. It's fine to make a class that's just so ridiculously OP that only those grinders are going to play it, but it's got to be more than one per season. Iron Golem not persisting through games. Absolutely, yeah. We buffed golems this season. I'm not sure why the Iron Golems don't persist. I feel like there's a missing, again, GG build out here that could have been done where some crazy rich asshole takes, a beast, a last wish, the conch aura weapon, and makes like 3 Iron Golems that just live forever, and he's got all 3 auras. I think that would be hilarious to say. Skeleton warriors, yeah, they're too good, and skeleton archers are not tanky enough. I can tell you, we're testing out trying how to do declone with a 3 or 4 man group now, and I was trying it with golem mastery and everything on Pluggy, and it wasn't that fun. And the golem spawning, they were too weak, so I switched over to skeletons just for the hell of it, thinking everything was going to get obliterated just to test it real quick. And yeah, the archers get obliterated in one puff of Diablo's bullshit spam. The skeleton archers stand there and tank it. They're better tanks than the golems. Like that shouldn't happen. And the archers, like I said, you could just balance them. Make sure that the skeletons can get taken out by declone and the archers don't get instantly annihilated by declone. I think that would probably be a good litmus test on whether you balance those things correctly. Curse is not overriding. Yes, they got to fix the curse override problem. I don't think there's any more to say about that. It's got 3 stars next to it. Dark Humility, I think, is going to be on that first, hopefully. Amazon. This is where I have so many opinions. Let's start with this. Freezing arrow damage nerf at higher levels. Yes. The Ice Zon and Mav Zon, they are still too strong. And my problem with this is the very first video I made that everyone liked and hated and got me whatever subs I have now was I said Mavs is better than Ice. Because Mavs had more tankiness, more MF, more utility, and you didn't need the extra damage from Ice. If you're one of those people who's, that quick twitch movement, and you're, one-tapping everything around you, and you got most of us don't play like that. We sit there, stand in a spot, we spray around, kill everything, we move to the next spot, spray and kill everything. So for the average player, the Mavs was going to be better and safer. And it was cheaper at the time until I made the video, and then the prices skyrocketed. But nerfing freezing arrow damage like this would make Ice better, because it would differentiate it from Mavs. Mavs would no longer be competitive with Ice because of the extra damage. You can either choose to be really middling on damage with Mavs and be very tanky, or be a glass cannon with Ice. And right now, you've just got 2 overpowered builds, one with slightly more tankiness. So, absolutely. Magic arrow damage range, yeah, absolutely. I want to see more diversity with the Boazon builds. Right now, you've got 2 skill lines and the 1 physical line. That's it. And there's no diversity in it. You know exactly what you're going to build. Cold Arrow could be stronger at higher levels. No, that's the problem with Freezing Arrow. You can't do everything with the class. I'd love to do everything with the class, but that class is already too strong as it is. Unnerf dex scaling for physical Boazons. Get fucking bent. No. No, 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 100 times no. If you want, I'm convinced that everyone who wants physical Boazons back to Season 2 needs to go play Diablo 3. And there's my salt and toxicity for this video. No, 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 no. That build was overpowered. That was the problem, because you were incredibly safe, you leeched off everything, you had insane damage, so your leaf was pumping all over. You didn't need any minions because you cleared everything in the map in front of you, and you had great single target damage with either Strafe or Guided Arrow. That class is broken, the dex scaling is fine. No. Slow movement needs more AoE. I'm not sure about that. I think the Summon Zon needs the buff, which is what we'll talk about in a second. You need cast rate for the Amazon because it has such bad frames. So the reason slow movement sucks is because most Amazons have no cast rate. I think slow movement should really be a Summon Zon focused skill, and that's why they should buff the Power Strike with Valkyries. Specifically, I don't think they actually need more damage. I think they need a conversion rate. I think when you max Power Strike, like 50% of your damage, maybe a little buff, but 50% of your Valkyrie damage should be lightning so that you can deal with immunes without or physical immunes without having amp damage. That would diversify the builds a little bit and make Summons on a little more niche. You have to give up a lot of damage, you have to give up a lot of clear speed, but you have so much more tankiness, so much more utility. And it's already got a lot of utility. That's just going to increase it more. I think that's really great. Vengeance needs more AoE. This build was supposed to be the build that everyone was going to play, and everyone hated it. It needs to have a spot, and no one's using it anymore. Defiance, yes. DR. Passively, yeah. The Defiance maybe needs to be reworked. I have this in purple just because I'm afraid that might make the Paladins too tanky. And they're already very tanky, obviously. But that's their job, right? This one is a great idea. Elemental damage should be more unique and have different effects on it. I'm not sure how to balance that. That's why I have it in purple. It sounds like a cool idea to have Holy Fire do like AoE, but it already does really good damage and it hits everything around it. And Holy Shock increasing movement speed. Well, Paladins already have charge. I'd rather have them fix the charge lock issue. And Holy Freeze, I mean, it's already really good. I think it's a cool idea. I have no idea what to do with it. It's sort of like someone saying, hey, I think this would be cool, and, well, maybe. And then the last one I have down here, this is actually my favorite. Give charge extra damage for two-handed weapons. Holy shit, yes. I have been praying for a two-handed paladin since I started this. There should be some sort of damage paladin. I know they have great damage as is. I think there should be something that's competitive with the highest tier of damagers. It should be as good as an Eth Stonecrusher Barb. You should have some sort of build where a paladin can forego a shield, you know, D&D style, like a regular barbarian, and just go absolutely crazy. There's I say this because I used to play D&D years ago. One of the things I used to play was a heavy armor barbarian. It was some Paragon path you could take. But it was essentially just a paladin with a two-handed weapon, and it was fun as shit to play. So I've always wanted that sort of fantasy integrated into Diablo 2. Just think about the amazing things you could do with this. I mean, you could have an Oradin with the two-handed weapon. Well, could you? No, because you need the dragon on both of them. You need to buff dragon, but it would still do pretty good damage. Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking about spitballing ideas here. There's so many things you could do with this. I think this is basically just adding a new class to the game, and it'd be really easy to do. So if there's something I haven't talked about, it's not because I didn't like it. It's just I haven't played it, or I haven't even seen anything on it. Like Holy Bolt, I got no idea, guys. None. So if there's something I haven't talked about, actually, AoE on Fire Golems needs a slight increase. Yeah, probably does, actually. But there's some things I haven't looked at just because either I don't know enough about them or I'm not really sure about that change doing anything. So I hope that was not too boring, and I pray that humility makes the two big changes that I really want, which is the Summons on to be buffed up and made a real good viable class, and the two-handed paladin buffed up. That'd be really great. All right, see you guys.